All right. Well, Dave, thank you so much for doing this for me. I have a limited budget, so I was looking for someone that is known within the veteran community and also willing to do this for pretty much free. So it narrowed down the audience pretty quickly. But here, I just hope I'm just trying to get the word out on VetRamp and what we're doing. And so I thought the best way to do that is maybe have someone interview me. So let's do this thing.
All right. Well, great. I'm happy to interview you.
Yeah.
But before we get to VetRamp, tell
Yeah.
me, Drew, how did you get involved in veteran recruiting in the first place, or what's your
Yeah.
history?
Yeah, it's very organic. I worked for a very large IT staffing company in, over 20 years ago, and they were part of a Skills 2000 program. And so that was a Microsoft program. The idea was, hey, let's take advantage of the skills veterans bring, because they realized the IT workforce wasn't going to be as big as they needed it, and they saw veterans as a large pool. And so we were one of two companies selected to help start these veteran getting them out of the military and helping them transition to IT careers. And I was designated as the point of contact for Central Texas. And that was in 2000, the Skills 2000. And then ever since then, I've just kind of been involved in veteran work. After that, I had a very large IT, like a kind of IT C4ISR program that I helped staff at Fort Hood. Hired hundreds of people. Almost all of them were veterans. So that's kind of how I got introduced. And after that, I just viewed, not even from, frankly, a feel-good thing. I just saw it as a very practical way to staff programs with the right skill sets. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got started.
That's how you got started. And so what then? Tell me about VetRamp. What's this venture? What are you doing now?
Yeah. So is what I envisioned VetRamp is being is kind of similar to what I've done in the past with a little bit of a twist. It really, because of my work with veterans, I've become kind of an off-ramp, as you will, for veterans as they transition into civilian life. And I've done that, hundreds, if not thousands of times at this point. And is what, and most recently I did it and kind of as a staffing company. And is what I'm really hoping to do is something that's more consultative framework. But still, the mission's going to be the same. It's going to be helping. It's initially going to focus on information technology, and if your military occupation is information technology, helping enterprise translate that, right? So it's going to be a service paid for by the enterprise, not by the veterans. But hopefully really help them take advantage of the awesome skill sets that are coming out.
Oh,
yeah.
And how do you plan to get into that in the future, or go about that in the future?
Yeah, so I think is what it's going to look like. A few things is say an enterprise might bring us on a retainer basis, and we could help them out almost as an internal recruiter, helping them build, talent pipelines and managing mapping that to their open requirements. In the federal space, where I've done a lot of work, because in this case, veterans will have domain understanding, and the DOT, they'll have unique domain understanding. It's a global environment. They're used to doing jobs and going places that most civilians are not. And in those cases, I'll do things, and this is kind of inside baseball nomenclature, but in the form of work share, where we are basically help a federal team win business, and by building veteran programs that can help the government customer know we can execute against whatever the requirements are. And then also with joint ventures will allow us to form complementary relationships with other small businesses where they can do what they specialize in, and then the government customer can know those programs are going to be staffed with the right people.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds great. There's a great deal of talent comes out of the military.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah,
absolutely. You said this before. It's like all the functions get done that
that's right.
happen in the military. It's just called different things. And
Yeah,
so really I see my role as that translation layer.
yeah, yeah.
It's not a skill problem, it's a translation problem.
Yeah, it's how to talk about what they've been doing in terms that civilian enterprises understand.
That's right. And doing it within they have a kind of a time frame they're working
Mhm.
in. And so they start transitioning out. And so, they'll start transitioning out like six, well, they have plenty of notice when they're getting out, right? And
Mhm. Right,
and then helping build those pipelines so when they get out, we can get them right into a job. That's
sure.
kind of difficult to do. Yeah.
Very good. No, that sounds great. It just
Yeah.
sounds great. How could
Yeah.
I be of some help?
Well, so well, two things. So the one thing I haven't that I failed to mention so far is the one that we are also looking at having a vet powered crowd testing offering. And so is what that is really it provides veterans a way to get involved in information technology while they're still in service, right?
Mhm,
And so
mhm,
we can have people, so it's even active duty. The idea there is
mhm,
in crowd testing is what you need. You need a good amount of human beings
mhm,
and for short sprints, basically.
mhm,
And it's helpful when they're global because
mhm.
then you have people testing things to make sure they work from all over the world,
Yeah,
which
sure.
veterans also are.
Yeah.
So that will be another offering that we're going to be coming out with, and we'll be getting out more information on. But mostly, Dave, I need your help with just hopefully I can get you back in as a guest. And I'll ask you the questions.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's certainly doable. I'm more than happy to make up answers to any questions you might come
Yeah,
up with. So
right.
we'll see how that goes. I'll look forward to that.
Well, you're a great storyteller, so you do that quite well.
Well, that's how I've made my living for the last
Right.
bunch of years.
Quite literally.
Yeah, quite literally. Good. Well,
Well, thank you.
sure, my pleasure. Thanks for checking in today. I'll look forward to it.
All
Take
right.
care.
Okay. All right. Look forward to it.